It's not gonna fit. That's not gonna fit. It's not gonna fit.
Now, you went halfway around the world to learn all this fancy, useless fucking bullshit. I went to West Lawrence Avenue and learned every lesson. What's up? I don't know what's going on. You're scared of the normals.
Welcome to the Edit POV, where I break down shows and films, exploring lessons that you can apply to your writing. I'm Victoria Griffin, professional book editor. In a previous episode, we talked about stakes in The Bear, how the internal stakes, especially where Carmy is concerned, keeps the viewer so engaged. Today we're going to talk about a fan favorite character.
Gravy stays the same.
Now, Richie is an interesting character because he starts out terrible as someone you pretty much have to hate. He's just frustrating, incredibly frustrating.
Housekeeping, chef.
Again, what the fuck are you saying? Anyone understand what he's saying?
At the French Laundry, you know how much time we'd spend?
Go fuck your French Laundry. Stupid fucking name.
Right, then I know, bro.
Oh, and fuck your Noma, too.
Throughout the show, we see him evolve, and we start to really root for him. And the question is, why? Because it's not just that he changes. It's something really specific that they do with this character to make you want to see him succeed, and to make you care enough to keep watching episodes. Now, before we get into it, note that this does include spoilers for The Bear, and also I'll be playing clips from the show, many of which include strong language. All right, y'all, let's talk about Richie. I'll tell you, in season 1, I was done with Richie very quickly. I think a lot of people were.
I'm done with this.
When he's introduced, we see that he wants to be the center of attention. He's basically too cool for school. Just like, screw all this. He's clearly really resistant to change.
Bread stays the same. Gravy stays the same.
He's not happy about Carmy coming in and taking over his house. He is basically this huge drag on the positive momentum that the characters are striving for. So in the beginning, we almost see him as a villain. He is the obstacle that Carmy is trying to overcome. One of the first really humanizing elements for Richie is his relationship with his daughter. When he's on the phone with his daughter, his entire demeanor changes. All of a sudden, he's softened. He's compassionate. He's trying to connect emotionally with her, unlike his behavior with everyone else, which is basically him screaming.
Stop shouting! Bring it up!
Those little moments with his daughter are basically the extent of it for a little while. First event where we see him start to change is when he punches a guy and almost kills him. He winds up in jail and is waiting to see whether he just threw his whole life away.
Better wake up.
And this seems to be a reminder to him that, hey, your actions do have consequences. But we don't get a lot of lasting change out of this. It's just kind of a nudge in the right direction.
Which way?
And then Carmy sends him to stage at Chef Terry's restaurant. Now, this is a Michelin star restaurant, and they set Richie to work cleaning forks. And Richie is just so incredibly thrilled to be doing that. Again, I can't say anything except too cool for school. That's just how he acts. Like, I'm above this. I can't care about something because then I'm weak or I've lost something. As we get into it, we see that a lot of his issues have to do with the fact that his whole identity was wrapped up in Mikey and that restaurant. At the Michelin star restaurant, Richie winds up having what we'd call a come to Jesus moment.
Man, I think I'm 45 years old polishing forks.
No one is asking you to be here. I don't think anybody remembers your name.
Nice try. You think I don't know how hard it is hiring people since COVID?
We don't have that problem.
You really drink this Kool-Aid, huh?
Yeah, I do.
Why?
Because I love this, Richie. I love this so much, dude. Did you know that when this restaurant opened 12 years ago, it won the best restaurant in the world the same year? It's retained 3 stars because we have a waiting list that's long. 5,000 people waiting at any given moment long. Do you see their faces when they walk in here? How stoked they are to see us and how stoked we have to be to serve them? It takes 200 people to keep this place in orbit, and at any given moment, one of those people that is waiting in line gets to eat here. They get to spend their time and their money here. I'm sorry, bro, but we need to have some forks without streaks in them. Every day here is the freaking Super Bowl. You don't have to drink the Kool-Aid, Richie. I just need you to respect me. I need you to respect the staff, I need you to respect the diners, and I need you to respect yourself.
I can do respect.
Lovely, I'll see you inside.
I need you to respect me, and I need you to respect yourself. And that seems like a big moment for Richie because he hasn't respected himself. He hasn't liked himself. You can see it in the interactions he has with the man who is going to become the stepfather to his daughter.
How long have you had this house?
3 years.
It's beautiful.
Thanks, man.
Your parents help you?
No. No, they're teachers and divorced, which...
Even after Richie starts working so hard to change, he doesn't want his ex-wife, her new husband, or his daughter to see the bear until it is absolutely perfect. He wants to prove to them and to himself that he is worth something, that he's good enough.
Hey, you're coming, right? You did an RSVP.
Yeah. I've been slammed.
Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, the bear's supposed to be, like, amazing. And we're still waiting for you to tell us when we can come in.
When it's perfect.
It's perfect.
He measures himself against this man, Frank, and he feels like he doesn't measure up, like he's gonna get left behind. And all he can do is keep those walls up and keep yelling and keep tearing down everybody else, because he doesn't think he's good enough. And that is his flaw, and that's his flawed worldview that is holding him back. He doesn't respect himself, he doesn't think he's good enough, he doesn't think he is capable of change and growth. Now we're coming to the crux of it.
Bless my soul, my boy, if you haven't put your finger on the crux of the matter.
Because in this moment, he is being told, you need to respect this place, you need to respect yourself. And that is completely against everything that he believes right now. He doesn't believe he is worth respecting. So Richie's got two options. He can either hold on to that belief, that denial that has been easier for him than facing the potential of growth. He can hold on to the belief that he is not good enough, that he's not someone worth respecting. He can keep approaching life like he has been. He could say, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to try. I'm not going to put in effort. And that would be easier for him. Second option is think about that, to look at the way he's been behaving and seeing the world and seeing himself, and to say, I'm going to change. I'm going to reject those ideas that have been holding me back. I am going to change the way I see the world and the way I see myself, and I'm going to do better. And that's what he chooses to do. Now, why is this important? In this moment, Richie has agency. His decision will completely determine the direction of the story. And this is what we call a character-driven story. The plot did not force him to change. He could easily have chosen the first path. The plot put him in a situation where he came to that crossroads and he had to make that choice. But Richie is the one who chose the second path. Richie is the one who chose to change. That's important. That is so important. When we're talking about character-driven versus plot-driven stories, that is what we mean.
It's my choice.
So after that happens, Richie goes back to the bear and he starts changing the way he is approaching life. He's wearing suits. He makes good with Carmi. He apologizes to Nat. He starts becoming a leader. While at the Michelin star restaurant, he realized how amazing it feels to make people happy, and that becomes his purpose.
I think it's magic beans.
Go. 4 seconds. 3 seconds.
Apple cider gets streak. Apple cider gets streak.
That's my freaking boy right there.
All right, let's go.
And what year do we get our third star?
2012. Trick question. Nice try.
Correct. And lastly, what were tonight's specials?
We don't have specials. We do, however, have supplements, including tonight's caviar pairing. Up your ass!
Oh, it's right.
Shocked.
He continues this until Carmy gets locked in the freezer and someone needs to take over directing the kitchen. And Sid says,
Drive.
and he drives. He is driving the kitchen. He is driving the story forward.
Caught you, okay? We're gonna walk that first. All right. I can't do this myself. I can't do this, but you know, new world order, pal.
And he starts becoming more self-aware even when he's fighting with Carmy through the freezer door. Says,
Listen, I don't understand why you can't just let something good happen for once in your fucking life.
and yeah, that definitely applies to Carmy, but it applies to Richie too. And I'd say he's projecting there a little bit. And there are definitely some parallels between those two characters, even with the feeling that they were supposed to protect Mikey and they failed. They're both feeling that. They're both jealous of each other and they're both processing their grief alone. But as Richie starts respecting himself more, starts changing the way he engages with other people, he's able to connect more. He's able to open up about things that he hasn't talked about in the past, and he's able to share some of that burden and some of that grief. So there's continued growth for his character, but the whole time he's choosing it. The plot is testing his insecurity by putting him in situations where he can either make a joke of it or he can step up. So how can you apply this to your writing? First of all, I want to say that this does not just apply to protagonists. This is every character in your story. And it's really good to look at the story from multiple characters' perspectives. It can get a little complicated to work this all out, especially in a multi-POV story or a story with a more complex structure. But for a character-driven story, you need to think about what is holding your character back. What belief system do they have that is keeping them chained, that is harming them in some way? For Richie, it's this insecurity and the feeling that he is never going to be able to achieve more than what he has. He's not someone worth respecting. Then design your plot to test that belief. Again, the bear does it by putting Richie in these situations where he either has to step up or not. Make your characters make a choice. What if Richie hadn't been forced to choose? What if at the Michelin star restaurant they had taken him off forks while he was still leaving streaks and put him in a higher position and he never had to do anything for it? If the character doesn't have to earn the change and the redemption, then it doesn't mean anything and we don't care, we don't feel invested in the same way. The biggest takeaway that I have from Richie is character-driven stories. The plot should be testing your characters, not dragging them along. Leave a comment with how you're going to apply this to your own work, or the belief that your protagonist has to overcome. Thanks for watching. Again, I'm Victoria Griffin. If you're looking for professional editing, I'm currently accepting new clients. Check the link in the description for information and my next availability. Thanks for watching. Now go write something.